Hi, this is Military Modeller Paul with another very small update on the 2cm gun, which I've actually got completed now. These are the parts I actually used, and this was a gun. Obviously, I cut the barrel off and put a brass one on, as you'll see in the next clip when I just do that, when it's actually in place on the boat. Not glued in, but in place to show it in its location. This part was okay. This one was okay to go in there. I had a little bit of cleaning up. This is the part. I have to go very careful with fitting that. At first I couldn't understand how it went, but then I found out this actual hands, these actual crew, the gun crewman would actually be slightly off to the left, look from behind the actual the gun. So at first I couldn't understand what it was. So that basically worked out really well. The next thing is this part, 105. My part, these little two hooks that you can see here, one was completely missing back to where the main part, and the other one was partly broke off as well. So I had a dilemma there, and so what I wanted to do is, rather than muck about trying to make a complete part, I actually cut these pieces, measured this first so that I knew exactly how long I wanted this bit of plastic to be, and then I actually cut it off on both of them, sanded them as flat as I could using a small metal file, which is a Tamiya one as it happens, so I could get a nice bit, this one, just to actually get a good flat surface. And then I cut my bit of sheet up, and all I did was make sure it's the same thickness as one of these pieces, and then once I've done that, I drilled a hole in it and then basically cut it similar to that, so it could actually, the gun could, these bits here up at this end could actually go into those lugs. That's what they're meant to do. That bit there is a counterbalance. So at first I thought it was handheld, but it's not. It's a counterbalance for the gun to help the actual give a bit more weight to that side of it. There you go. So that's what that is. Anyway, this went together really well. So I built that up, and I built this bit up as well, and it's completed. Now this bit here, when I get to the next video, you'll see it in place, glued in place, because I decided not to have it on its support, just to have it as it would be, as if it was getting ready for action. And what's missing on here as well is actually the magazine rack that would have gone in this place, and some extra details for, obviously, for the actual gun. There's a little short bit where it looks as if there's no magazine there, so you cut it off, and I actually put the magazine in place. So there you go. So this is the bit for the photo etch. If I bring the photo etch thing, you can see what I mean now. So forget that bit there, it's just this bit over here, and this is what I did. Cut all that off, fold the brass magazine that was in that Edward set, and put that in place there, make sure it was level. Trimmed all of this and put that in place, and then also I actually did the wrong one, but I've still got one with this part, and it's actually, I cut all these bits off. Oh, it said do that, and did all that, and then I put my other bit on, which just gave me brass around here, as you'll see. And then after that, this bit was actually glued together, because it's like it was when it was in a kit. Glue that part together, and then I actually sanded down the seams. And what I did, I used my homemade Tamiya extra thin thinner that's got the old white plastic bits in it, and which is reasonably running, and then brushed over all the seams and then sanded it once it was dry. Then I folded this part 83 in a photo etch set, and glued it on. Once that was done, the rest of the magazines were folded. It gives you a few extra magazines in there, and that's the reason I didn't put it on the actual support for the gun, is because these magazines I'm sure wouldn't have been left in there in the ready rack, because it's like a ready place for the magazines for the gun. So that's what I've done. So right, let's go to the next bit, and you'll see the gun complete, sitting in its place on the submarine. So here we go. See you in a minute. Bye. Hi, back again. This is the actual gun in place. I've showed you the instructions earlier on, so I'm just going to zoom in and show you what I've done with it, and here we go. Now that's the gun in place, and I think you can see, if I put my pointer stick out, I think you can see the bits I had to replace, and I'm going to have to look around beside the camera. Just here you've got a white piece down here with a hole drilled in it, and I cut it in half and then shaped it to the actual, similar to what was in place. Now I had to do the other side as well, because that was half missing as well. So basically this bit here was actually completely missing on one side and only half there with it on the other side. So I made it up, and to be honest, once it's painted, I did shape it a little bit, sand it with some sort of roundish corners to make it look a little bit more mixed in with the part. And there you go. So it's not glued in place, it does come up, but there you go, that's what she looks like. Now if I just tool this, it will turn slowly because it's just placed in place. There you go. I think you can see the actual magazine rack where the magazines are. There you go, round. And if I turn it, sorry about that, and to this side, I think you can see the magazine is in place, and there she is. She's complete. I have seen photographs with a small gun sight sort of to this side of it, but I think you'll find that it was only put in place when it was actually being used, and this was in storage. And if you look down here, there's an A-shaped bracket here, just here. That was actually separate, and it's meant to be a support for the gun when not in use. When I decided for mine, I just wanted to see the gun ready for action, so that's what I've done. So there you go. So that's what she looks like. Not too bad. Few faux edge parts did bring it to life a bit more, and the brass barrel. The brass barrel was from a company, and I think I told you that in the first one, so I won't say it again. But there you go. So that's what she's going. I'm just going to spin around back this way. And there you go. So I don't know if you noticed, the barrel has got a built-in hole in it. I think you can just about see that. And really enjoyed building it. Apart from that, them two bits. The longest bit to build this was actually clean up. It was actually making the two parts to replace the ones that were damaged in the kit. It had broken enough. Sometime in the post it got damaged, and that's the reason why I had to replace them. So anyway, so thank you very much. This was a quick short update. So I'll see you on the next one. I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Happy modelling.